Hi everyone, welcome back to Python programming series. Today I have a fascinating topic to discuss: how soft coding simplifies updates and modifications. Another uh, question by one of the subscribers or by one of the students, because we've been talking about soft coding and hard coding for a long time now. So I received this question from one of the subscribers: why we are talking about soft coding and how it simplifies different modifications and updates in programming. Before we dive into the details, let me clarify what soft coding is and why it is important in the world of programming if you're new to this video, right? Otherwise, you can also go back to that previous video where I have explained soft coding and you can check that. So soft coding is also called parameterization or configurability. I did not mention these names in that specific video, so I'm telling you now. Parameterization or configurability, right? These are two names for soft coding. Let me close these links. I recently launched my website, so I was creating a post for that. Um, so soft coding is also called parameterization, or it is also called configurability, and it is a practice of separating hard coded values and settings from the main code base. Okay, so instead of embedding constants and configuration details directly into the code, you can just keep them in a separate, easily modifiable location, right? And these locations can be, variables, or can be, configuration files, right? For example, instead of writing something like this in your code, right? You can soft code, right? So instead of writing like this, you can just soft code. And for that, how will you soft code? You can just write a variable config, and then you can call config function. Okay, it's gonna show an error because I haven't called specific files. So let me just give you, because this is just for your understanding, and then I can have another variable where I can go like this. Okay, now if you understand what soft coding actually is, let's explore the advantages it offers, each with a practical example. Okay, the number one advantage of soft coding is um, maintenance, right? So it's very easy to maintain um, soft coding, right? If you are performing soft coding, it's very easy to maintain the code, right? If you need to change a parameter or configuration setting, you don't have to dig through your entire code base. Instead, you can update a single configuration file. Now, let's say you have a problem, you have a program that calculates the area of a shape, and you initially hard code the formula for a circle, right? So again, hard coding would be like this, right? So it could be that you want to calculate the area and then you go like this, right? So this is for radius and this is for another radius, right? Now with soft coding, you can keep the formula in a configuration file, right? Because if you run this, there will be certain values for r, right? Instead of that, what you can do is you can create another configuration file, right? And you can just calculate the area here, right? Right? And you can just put the formula here, right? Now, if you want to change the formula to use a different constant value or a more accurate mathematical representation, you simply update the configuration file, okay? If you are using this formula, what was the formula? 3.14 into r into r. If you use this formula, see, this is constant, right? Even if you can change the value of r, you can't change the value of 3.14, right? This is a constant. But if you're using this, you can easily just change the formula, just update the configuration file, that's it. Okay, this is soft coding, and it makes it, easier to update and modify. So this is the maintenance part. Another one is reusability. So this is another benefit of soft coding. It encourages code reusability, right? What I mean by that? You can use the same code base for multiple scenarios. You just need to change the configuration. You can make your code more versatile, right? Again, it is somewhat similar to what we already discussed. So maintainability and reusability. So if it is area formula, if I make certain changes to it, I can use it for a rectangle. Maybe I can use it for a triangle or something, right? So I can use this same file over and over by making some changes, right? Again, I'm going to give you another example. Suppose you have a function that performs a financial calculation, right? And maybe you have used hard coding, right? So hard coding would mean that maybe you are calculating the amount by using some values, maybe 8.5 into let's say initial amount or something like that. Again, this is hard coding because we can't specifically change 0.85. But if you go with soft coding, again, you can, let me see if I can go back. Yeah. So again, you just need to, change. Suppose we want to calculate some exchange rate or something. And so this will be maybe exchange rate formula or something, right? And then we can, maybe have, we want to calculate profit. So I can just create a function where I'm, using this exchange rate and these variables. So if this is my exchange rate, right, I have this one here. And then maybe, we can return the amount using this formula, right? Again, just make changes in the configuration file and you're good to go. Okay. Another benefit of soft coding is it is collaboration friendly. What I mean by that, see, different team members will work on the same code base without stepping on each other's toes if we are using soft coding. They can adjust settings as needed without modifying the code logic. Suppose, again, you have a team working on a game and one developer hard codes the player's starting health, right? So let's say they hard code it as player health equals to 100, right? Now, another developer can work on the same code base, adjusting starting health without conflicts, right? Uh, if he or she is using soft coding, because in this case it may not be possible. But again, if I use a config file, I can just put the health variable here, and then I can make certain changes that I need to make. Okay. And another benefit is error reduction also, right? If you're using soft coding, it reduces the risk of errors. If you hard code values everywhere, even a single mistake can lead to numerous bugs. But soft coding centralizes configuration, right? Because configuration file is like the central file. You can make changes to it. It also minimizes chances of discrepancies or errors in the code. Again, if you talk about the game stuff, let's say you're developing a game and you hard code the maximum player speed, suppose in multiple places, right? So if you're using hard coding, again, like you are defining player health here, you can define the speed here, right? So that will be hard coded. If you use the configuration file, now I'm giving you examples of configuration files here because that I believe will be you will be able to understand it in a better way. If you are soft coding using configuration files, you define the maximum speed in a single location, that is your configuration file. So there will not be many inconsistent values. It will reduce the risk of inconsistent values because you can easily make changes there, right? Another benefit is scalability also. Soft coding makes your code more scalable. If let's say you want to scale your project in the future, or you want to make your project grow in a different way, you can easily accommodate changes without rewriting entire section of code, right? Again, I can give you the same example, but I hope you understand. You using this configuration file and all, you can just easily, write the code and make some changes, right? And I want you to try using configuration files and all, using certain examples, like try creating your own calculator, a basic calculator application. And actually, in the upcoming videos, we are going to create a program um, for calculator. So we will try to create a calculator, right? And many such programs. So that's why we prefer soft coding. And again, in that previous video, one of the previous videos where we talked about soft coding and hard coding, specifically we talked about when to use soft coding and when to use hard coding. I told you in certain projects we do need hard coding, right? So you have to use your discernment to decide if this specific project requires hard coding or soft coding. Again, how to use your discernment? Go back to that video and check. I'll share the link in the description also. So I hope this video was helpful and it cleared your doubts. If you still have any doubt, feel free to ask, and I'll see you in the next video lecture. Till then, take care.